So, first, I'm starting up here on Resurrection Tower, and it's really tall. I don't know if you can tell, but it's really tall. But that's great because it gives me a good vantage point for the entire Great Plateau, which is pretty, but that's not what we're here to look at. We're here to get some shrines. So, while I'm up here, I'm gonna actually, pull out my Sheikah slate and my scope and try and place some pins so I know exactly where I'm going to go. This is going to be super handy because this is just the starting area, but it's huge. And I tend to wander. I'm a known wanderer, so I need these pins to kind of help get me back on track whenever I go after some bokoblins that I probably shouldn't have.
I wonder if we could pop into the map for a second and just show folks exactly what the distance is between these two shrines.
Yeah, so those two shrines, I'm up here, so I made them look pretty close together, but they're actually pretty far apart. So those pins are going to come in handy. There's my first shrine, and I'm not supposed to have this yet, but Whee! I do. So I'm going to jump using my handy paraglider, and I'm going to soar to the ground and head off to my first shrine.
It's so satisfying to use
so
the paraglider.
Satisfying. I'm going to try and not run out of stamina. That would be kind of bad. Let's do this, Link. We're ready. Come on, I can make it. Almost. Okay, that's pretty close, though. Nice. That's pretty good. Now, we're gonna go and see what this shrine is all about.
So I wonder, can we chat a little bit more about what the significance of the shrines is as far as why folks would want to hunt these out?
That's right. So I don't want to give too much away, but basically, if you beat the challenges in the first 4 shrines, you'll get something, which we'll see when we get in at the end of this shrine, and you can exchange that for the paraglider, which I already have because I just wanted to play around with it, but normally you're going to have to actually go through the trials to get it. And in the game at large, again, I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone, but it plays a larger part in the other game, in the full game. Now we're finally entering the shrine. I used my Sheikah slate. It verified that I am the hero, so I'm going to be able to get inside here.
And worth mentioning, too, you just mentioned 4 shrines that have a special significance, but there are actually over 100 shrines in this world. There are loads of them to find and loads more goodies to uncover,
so many shrines, and dungeons, and there's just a lot to do in this game. We're just going to take a look at the first couple here, but there's a lot.
It's interesting actually thinking about how people might approach playing this game when they first head out in the plateau, depending on which direction they head, what they end up doing. These might not be the first 2 that folks run into when they're playing the game, but these are definitely 2 that give you a really nice introduction to what the shrines are all about.
It's just like you said, we're calling them the first 2 shrines. That's because they're the first 2 you probably should go to, but this game is really all about freedom and exploration. You can do anything pretty much in any order that you want, but
actually, can we take a look kind of like up and around, because it's such a cool space.
This is a really cool looking place.
It is really pretty.
All kinds of shiny lights.
Actually, the entry to our booth looks just like this.
Oh, the booth is gorgeous.
To see it recreated.
It's really cool what they did with the constellation motif.
Looks like some metal slabs on the floor that I can't do anything with just yet, but anybody who's been playing Zelda knows if you see something that looks like you should be able to interact with it yet, but you can't, you wait. You just wait. Now, what I just did is I found this little platform here, and I put my Sheikah slate in it, and that's going to actually update my Sheikah slate with a brand new rune ability. Rune abilities allow Link to do all kinds of different cool things, not just in shrines, not just in dungeons, but all around the world. You can solve puzzles, you can find treasure chests, you can do all kinds of things. This one here we just got is the Magnesis rune, and just like it probably sounds, it's going to let us actually have a magnet-like ability. We're going to be able to pick up and interact with metal objects. So we're going to have some fun with this.
I gotta say, after seeing this, updating my devices feels kind of lackluster, honestly. Agreeing to a terms of service agreement just doesn't have the same flair as that.
Why don't you let me do stuff?
It's like the Sheikah slate allowed you to entry into here. Now you got all these special powers on it too. It's like the multi-passes of multi-passes.
Yeah,
so
I want to be able to put my phone down and just have this magic Sheikah update process happen.
As you can see here, I've activated the ability using L, and I can kind of see the things that highlight as yellow. Those are things that I can interact with. So those big metal slates that I couldn't do anything with, boom, now I'm just throwing them around like they're nothing. The power. Link is drunk with power. Or maybe that's just me. So I got those out of the way. Now, boom, I can actually enter this shrine and see what's going on. Yes. Let's see what kind of mayhem we can do with this. And this is just, again, we've already looked around, but this is a really cool looking shrine. It's just really, really particular. Oh, and see, I can't get past this big wall of stones, but luckily one of them is made of metal, so it stands no chance against me and my Magnesis rune.
So, can you talk a bit more about how it is that you're controlling this power?
So I'm using, like I said, I activated the ability with L, and I can actually use the control stick to move the thing that I've grabbed around. And I'm gonna use this metal block to block this guy's attack. This guy's actually really powerful. He could do some real damage to me.
Ooh,
and so I can actually, oh no, I need you. I'm not done with you. I'm gonna push you in the water. Yeah, you don't like that, do you? I'm gonna drop that on your face. That's what I think of him.
That's
Ooh,
interesting.
and he dropped some goodies.
It's interesting that that's one way you could deal with that enemy, but other players might find different ways too. It's really interesting to see how you tackle the different puzzles.
And that's what this game is all about. The way I play is not the way that anybody else that I've seen play is going to play, really. It's just all about choice and freedom. So, again, we've walked across this metal slate here, but that's not going to help me get across this big, big gap. So, we're going to have to use our puzzle-solving abilities. And again, I'm going to lift up this metal slate and create a little bridge for myself. Oh, gently, gently, boom. Now we can get across. And look at that. That's a shiny, shiny treasure chest. We're not just gonna pass that by.
Oh,
no,
nice.
no. Come to me, treasure. Come to me.
You honestly could have even grabbed that and then used that to shove it randomly over.
You can just cause all kinds of mayhem with the Magnesis rune. It's pretty great. Yay, got a bow.
And actually, one thing that folks might have been wondering when we solved that puzzle to get across that gap is maybe why we didn't just climb that wall. Why is that a problem for us? But the structure of the shrines makes climbing around a little tricky.
That's true. They knew that we would be trying climbing everything. So a lot of these walls are really smooth, so Link can't actually climb up them. That's why he's going to have to, hey, I told you to open, stay open. Don't make me get mad. Okay, so we finally made it to the end of this dungeon, and look. It's a mysterious dude. Let's talk to him. Let's see what he's got to say. And you may have noticed there was a mysterious voice speaking to us at the beginning of the shrine. That was him. He set up this trial, and he's been watching me cause mayhem with this rune this whole time, so...
So he just saw you steal his treasure?
He did. He's
Hopefully
okay
he's
with
cool
it, though.
about.
Yeah.
Just raided his home, like opened everything, destroyed everything.
Broke his pet robot thing.
Yeah, right?
So
Who's the guardian?
sorry. He's just been waiting for someone to cause mayhem. It's so lonely in here.
Although, to be fair, he looks like he's been waiting a really long time.
A very long time.
Probably any
Skin
entertainment
is-
at that point is worth
He looks
it.
gorgeous, though. He clearly moisturizes. Let's be real. But now, he's telling me that he's the one who set up this trial, basically, and to reward me for solving it, not only do I get this cool Magnesis rune, he's actually going to give me a Spirit Orb. The Spirit Orb, if I collect 4 of them, it's what I can exchange to the old man for the paraglider, which I already have, bwahaha. But, as I said, you collect them throughout the game from all of the other shrines, and they serve a different purpose in the full game. So, Kaylee.
Link looked a little
It'll be
bit
cool.
untrustworthy. He's like, what is this?
It's
I'm
not every
so
day.
sure.
Not every day you have a Spirit Orb absorbed into you.
Seriously, I'm impressed with how this guy has this pose mastered. He's